Hey, so tell me if this sounds familiar. So you finish an ab workout, you're feeling strong, but then you wake up the next morning and you can't sit up in bed without your lower back hurting. It feels maybe locked, compressed, maybe even shooting pain. You want a strong core, but not at the expense of your back. So today I'm going to show you why your back gets injured during ab training and then give you our simple 3-step protocol to strengthen your core without triggering that back pain. Now, this is the first video out of a 3-part series that my brother and I are doing. We're opening up our new school community, and inside we're doing a 30-day ab challenge. So you can see some of the results here from our members in previous challenges. So if at any point you want a full plan, accountability, just click the link in the description to join. But first, let's fix this problem. So what's actually causing this back pain? Well, there's really 2 main reasons that we see. Number 1 is weak core muscles. So specifically the ones people don't train, like the transverse abdominis and spinal erectors. Research shows that people with low back pain often have delayed activation of these deep core muscles. Number 2 is doing too much too soon. So you might be surprised how easy it is to overtrain your core, especially if you're doing the wrong exercises for your age and fitness level. If you sit 6 to 8 hours a day and you haven't worked out in a while, then you jump into high rep sit-ups, leg raises, aggressive twisting, you're loading your spine in ranges it's just not ready to handle yet. And that's where injuries happen. And then here's the biggest mistake we see. When back pain flares up, our first instinct is to stop everything, to rest, avoid movement, sit more. But that actually weakens the muscles protecting your spine. It makes you more susceptible to re-injury. Here's the truth. Movement done correctly is some of the best medicine for the spine. Multiple systematic reviews have shown that exercise therapy is one of the most effective treatments for chronic low back pain. So stopping all movement when you feel pain, fear avoidance behavior actually leads to worse back pain issues. Because there's 2 things that really help out back pain, and that is strengthening muscles around the spine and then keeping circulation and blood flow active. That's why smart core training is so important for bulletproofing your back. But what are the best exercises to do this? And which ones should you avoid? Well, research from spine specialist Dr. Stuart McGill has shown that repeated loaded spinal flexion can increase stress on the disc and lead to more back pain. So exercises like high rep sit-ups or Russian twists can actually increase the risk of back pain, especially if you have any existing back issues or haven't built that proper foundation first. But here's the nuance to this. It doesn't mean that bending your spine is bad. It means you need the right foundation first and then to gradually progress, especially if you have any existing back issues. Think of it like a fighter training their shins. They don't just start kicking a heavy bag at 100%, they'll get injured. They start slow and gradually build up over time, and eventually the body strengthens and adapts. It's the same with your back. Joints and tissues can adapt to stress over time, but only if you build into those ranges gradually. So the problem is most people start with the advanced stuff. They skip the foundation. So here's the 3-step protocol we use with our students. Step number 1 is the foundation. So before you add resistance, you learn core control. So this is learning to activate your deep core muscles. So this means things like bracing, pelvic control, hollowing, Kegels, that beginner core activation. So no movement involved, no load yet. If you can't control your core without movement, you're going to injure yourself when you start to add movement. And most people skip this phase, but this alone reduces back pain massively. So here's an example of what this actually looks like. So lie on your back, knees bent, and you can practice bracing. So what you do is you want to imagine like someone's about to poke you in the stomach, that tension you create with your entire core. So not sucking in, and you can take your fingers and you put it around your waist, you should feel that expansion occur of your entire core stiffening. So this teaches your core to stabilize before you add any movement or load. And it sounds simple, but most people have never trained this type of stuff. And it's the difference between a stable spine or an unstable one that's more susceptible to injury. Then step number 2, now we train the core to resist movement. So not create it, but to hold stiff. So we train it to resist flexion, resist extension, resist rotation, resist side bending. And Dr. McGill calls these spine-sparing exercises. They build stability without putting excessive load on the discs. These anti-movement exercises create the stiffness needed to protect your spine during daily activities and exercises. So this is where you're going to start feeling stronger without aggravating your back. So no aggressive bending and no high-risk positions. Then step number 3 is controlled mobility. This is where you explore your range, but without the heavy resistance at first. So gentle flexion, gentle extension, controlled rotation. When you do it this way, most people find that the spine adapts and strengthens without flare-ups. You can handle doing spine flexion and sit-ups and things like that without getting injured. Now, here are 2 other hidden factors that most people miss when it comes to back pain and core training. And that is number one, your daily position. So if you sit 6 to 8 hours a day and then you try to fix your back in 10 minutes, that's an uphill battle. See, a lot of this back stiffness comes from sitting and inactivity for long periods. So here's what helps. Set a timer for every hour or so. So whenever it goes off, you can stand up, do maybe 5 to 10 cat-cow stretches, walk around, do one of our 5-minute flows. Breaking up sitting time with short movement breaks reduces spinal loading and that muscle fatigue and inactivity. And if you're a real rock star, you can get a stand-up desk or use a stability ball for part of your day. We've had guys in their 40s that cut their back pain in half just by simply sitting less or changing up their seating positions. Hidden factor number 2 is your body weight and composition. Now, this isn't about shame here. If you're carrying an extra 20 to 40 pounds, that's extra load in your spine it's carrying all day. And that's why it's important to also include nutrition into this. And that's what we do in our ab challenge. We use exercise and nutrition together because both will work hand in hand for decreasing lower back pain and increasing that core strength, seeing those abs. So what does this all mean for you? If your back flares up during ab training, it doesn't mean to stop. It just means to regress, go back to the foundation, because when you do this right, back pain decreases, core strength increases, energy improves, and everything else gets easier, like getting up off the floor, carrying groceries, playing with your kids. This is the strength that actually matters. And hey, if that's what you're aiming for, my brother and I, we just opened up our school community. As I mentioned before, we're kicking off a 30-day ab challenge inside. So this is follow-along sessions, structured progressions, full accountability community. So if your back has been holding you back from training your abs, this is the best place to start rebuilding. And you can join us in there by clicking the link down in the description. All right, so that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to share with you the only 3 core exercises you need to start building that foundation. So this is the bare minimum here. So no sit-ups and no back pain, just the essential exercises done correctly. So make sure to subscribe to check that out, and I'll see you in the next video.